first figured out I wanted to be a barber when I started cutting my own hair, and that was at the age of 12. I always liked instant gratification, and cutting hair is like one of the main things besides cooking and stuff like that. So I was always into art, and creating stuff, and it's just a way to express my art. My first client was my closest cousin. We like the same age and everything, and it was the night I was going to the 8th grade. He was going to the 7th. He couldn't get a haircut. Barbershops are closed, stuff like that. And I just told him like I could do it, and he believed. Like he gave me the shot, and I did it. It was solid, a cool, nice cut, and to this day he get free haircuts, and that was maybe like 20 years ago. So yeah, that's the way I repay him for giving me that opportunity and that shot, is by giving him free haircuts, basically for life. My character name is Rob the Brand, and the reason I never put like barber, like Rob the Barber, I could have put Rob the Barber, but I didn't because I felt that would have put me in a box. My name would have only been tied to things in the barber industry. But if I make myself a brand, I can do things like get an event space and put my same name on it because it's all part of my brand. You see what I'm saying? Instead of putting myself in a box and saying Rob the Barber, it sounds weird when you hear a barber is doing something outside of being a barber. So that's why I never wanted to put myself in a box. And the Chop Shop name actually came from my partner. He had already got started with the Chop Shop name, and then I came along. He invited me to be co-owner with him. I didn't want to change what was going on. As far as the name had already been going, so I kept going with it. And as far as having the car wash connected and all that came along with finding the building. We found the space, and it just so happened to have bays connected, like a garage connected to it. So we just came up with ways like, what could we do with this garage that's connected? And during the time, I had a client that did mobile car washes out of a van. So I'm like, well, maybe he could use that to have car washes. Like, people would love that, to be able to pull up, get a haircut, get your car wash, leave, you got the rest of your day. You got just a one-stop shop. And that's why we called it Chop Shop All In, because we all in. We all hands on, and no matter what field you in, we try to incorporate you in on what we're doing. Before I leave the earth, I want to become a motivational speaker. That's one of my dreams, definitely. Like just like what I'm doing now. It's just naturally always been something that I like doing. I like talking to younger people, inspiring, and kind of giving them hope on what they want to do in the future. So that's something I would definitely want to do in the future before I leave, become a motivational speaker for sure. I did go to college. I went to college right after high school. I went to historical black college too, Arkansas Pine Bluff. I went for basically a whole year. That summer that I came back from that year of college is when I got shot, and I never returned to college. That's pretty much life just started, and I never went back. I don't regret it that I didn't go back, because I do feel I'm successful, and I ain't got as much debt. I already paid off my college debt already, you know what I'm saying? And it was a good experience too. Just that 1 year I got a lifetime of memories from that 1 year. And it also showed me that wasn't for me. We definitely offer the coolest vibes in the city, like everybody that come here feel like they're a part of the family, like, and I'm big on that. We do locks, of course, haircuts, As a barber, I'll tell you this: you become a stylist for your clients, a counselor, sometimes a father figure. We wear so many hats just depending on the client. The advice I would give to young black men growing up in St. Louis, chasing their dreams, trying to become something. I would I would say, for one, know yourself. That's one of the biggest things. The people that don't know themselves always fall by the wayside and always end up being led astray because they're gonna follow someone that actually do know themselves. Um, Staying focused. And when I say staying focused, it's not just like a week of, oh, I'm just gonna make my plan and do this and do that. No, it's a whole different level of focus you gotta have to actually accomplish what you need to accomplish while being in this type of city. You know, you gotta be able to pick your lane and stay there. Not saying mentally, but how you carry yourself. It's so easy to just be in a bad situation just based off the environment you picked. You know, I will also say be inspired by somebody that's other than a rapper or maybe even a football player or athlete, because for some odd reason a lot of young black men only feel those are our only lanes of being successful to the highest point, and that's the farthest from the truth. We could be doctors, we could be whatever, because we're superior beings, period. And I think we have lost that along the way. The respect for one another and just holding each other to a different standard. You know, just the respect for each other is the biggest thing. We don't respect each other no more. That's why so much killing, so much violence, because the value of another young black man's life is worthless at this point. And it's showing. That's why the death toll is through the roof, and you know the violence is crazy. You know, that ain't how we supposed to live. We supposed to help each other. We supposed to love each other even without knowing them. Just because you don't know him, but you know he's probably facing the same things you facing. Y'all walking the same path, but just on different streets. But you got the same struggles. You got the same ambition. You got the same everything. But you just don't know each other. So it should be a love there, but we turn it into being an opposition just because you don't know them. The other thing is being resilient. That's huge. Because on your journey, we all want it to be smooth, and it's not gonna be smooth. And based on how you handle adversity will tell you everything about yourself. Like 2 years ago, I lost my mother. You know, I could have just went off the rocker and just lost it. Lost the business, you know, just really got into my emotions and lost clients, you know what I mean? But I didn't. I was resilient. I knew how to separate my business from my personal life. I handled my personal life when it was time, and I handled my business when it was time. And I was able to bounce back. You know, I'm still grieving, but I'm able to go on with life. And probably last but not least, I would say just believe in yourself. we don't get ideas in our head just because we have a brain. It's something within your body that's letting you know that you possibly can make this happen. And you have to trust that and go with it. The second you feel it, it's a reason. We got 1 trillion cells in our body, and they all send messages to our brain. That's where the idea comes from. So if you got 1 trillion cells telling you to do something, that's all the support you need to believe in yourself and just go ahead and do it. That's it.